Another story breaking overnight. President Trump is about to sign an executive order that he says will cut the price of prescription drugs. It will establish a rule that the White House says will allow the U.S. to pay prices that other countries pay for drugs. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder is editor-at-large for public health at KFF Health News, and she joins us now. Dr. Gounder, thank you very much for being here. So what is the current price gap in the U.S., and how would this help?
So as compared to other high-income countries, the U.S. pays nearly 3 times as much for prescription drugs as other countries. And so the idea with this executive order is what's called the most favored nation status. So of high-income countries, who pays the lowest, that would be what the U.S. would be theoretically paying.
So this was attempted in Donald Trump's first administration. It didn't materialize. Why not, and why might this be more successful?
Well, we really don't know that this is going to be any more successful. It's going to be contested in the federal courts again, which is how it failed last time.
And what are the hurdles? I mean, we all want drug prices that are competitive at the very least. What keeps them high?
Well, there are numerous hurdles. A lot of this has to do with the pharmaceutical industry, which we do like to demonize as of late.
Yeah.
But there are good reasons for that. Pharmaceutical industries do spend a tremendous amount of money. In fact, they're one of the biggest spenders on lobbying in D.C. And so really to change this, you would need an act of Congress to address campaign finance reform. There's a Supreme Court decision that goes back to 2010, which really allowed a lot more corporate spending under the guise of free speech. So that's part one. And then part two is you would need an act of Congress to really address how we negotiate drug prices. Because our healthcare system is so fragmented, we don't have one negotiator for our drug prices. It's each to his own. And so that would really need to be reformed and changed.
Yeah, and acts of Congress are few and far between these days. But I want to talk about that negotiator component of this, because we see the comparisons between our country and other countries, and we think we're pretty much like them, right? Why are we paying so much more for drugs than they're paying? Talk about this centralized negotiator quality.
Yeah, so for example, in the UK, they have the NHS, their national health system. They are doing the negotiating for the entire country. So when you have that kind of volume that you're negotiating for, you have greater market power to bring down prices. We don't have that when everybody is, each of these different health systems, et cetera, might be negotiating on their own.
All right, Dr. Gounder, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And stick around, because you'll be back in our 8 o'clock hour to talk about a new study on popular weight loss drugs, all of them, and which is the most effective.